Welcome to FitBody Lifestyle, the show where we dive deep into the world of fitness, health, business, relationships, and the art of living a balanced life. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Greg, and we're here to give you the benefit of our experiences in the fitness and bodybuilding industry, the corporate world, running a business, personal development, and building healthy relationships.
Whether you're sweating it out in the gym, hustling in your business, or seeking balance in your everyday life, you're in the right place.
So lace up those sneakers and grab that water bottle, and let's get ready to transform our minds, our bodies, and our lives.
Welcome back, FitBody Lifers. We're so happy you joined us for today's Fusion Hack. I don't know why I always hear you laughing when I'm doing my intros.
I'm just thinking.
What are you thinking about?
My thoughts.
Would you like to share?
Yeah. No,
Would you like to share with the class?
I want you to introduce this topic and our wonderful guest. And then maybe I will.
Okay. So our topic today, I'm obviously here with my peanut gallery here, Papa Bear. Our topic today is to binge or not to binge.
See, that's what I question. That's what I was going to say. I wanted more of a theatrical reading of that. To binge or not to binge. But no accent? To binge or not to binge?
No, you're the accent person.
That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune.
You didn't know you came here for Shakespeare.
Yeah, Shakespeare.
We are here with the lovely Kerryne Henich, and she's gonna...
That's what I was laughing about.
Well, good. Okay, I'm glad. Thank you for being here, Kerryne.
Of course.
Yes. And would you like to give, or would you mind giving a quick introduction to people who haven't met you yet, who you are?
So my name is Kerryne Henich. I started competing 16 years ago, and I've turned pro in 2015, did Olympia in 2018, and Masters Olympia. But probably my favorite roles are being a mom and a wife, and a coach.
Yeah. And you've been coaching for
6 years.
6 years and doing great things. So what we wanted to talk today, because we know this is a struggle for competitors, and we wanted to get some ideas from you as to, what to do in these situations where athletes are getting to that place where they're losing control a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that I've tried with different girls, just depending on the situation. But one is clearly like when you're over consuming, it's because you feel like you're under consuming. So they're wanting more food. So I've either done like intuitive eating days, a couple days a week, just to give them that break from tracking and thinking about food and logging food and trying to plan out, play macro Tetris and all the things, trying to fit it all in to where it overwhelms them, which I do think helps. Do you want me to go through all three?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think in that situation, what you're addressing is like kind of that fatigue, like the burnout a little bit, if where people are just feeling like, I've been doing this for so long and it's starting to like grate on me. I need a break a little bit. So, so you're getting kind of to the root of what's going on. And if it feels like,
I think a lot of times it is that like they feel, even if it's not like, maybe they're not even too restricted. I've seen that too, where their macros are high. They're not in a bad place, but I think it's like that forbidden food, the forbidden fruit, like you don't want to touch it, but you have to. I think it's kind of that mindset where like, if I just eat all of this today, it'll be gone and I can start fresh tomorrow. But then tomorrow comes, it's like, well, if I just eat all of this today, then I can start fresh on Monday. And it just turns into like this cycle, this vicious cycle. So removing like the bad and good from food and just saying, just listen to your body, get back in touch with like those hunger cues, because they go away. You're not going to have them anymore if you're just binging all the time. So just let your body kind of tell you. Like I did intuitive eating for years, before competing. I've done it in my improvement seasons too, but I feel like I am more at peace with that than stressing over like trying to make everything fit or, just being perfect, which is not a thing. I could tell my clients all the time, there's no such thing as perfect and nobody is. So get that out of your head. But just being able to like relax a little bit and enjoy family time and things like that. So
I think the being perfect thing is a great thing to bring up, because it's like when you set that unachievable standard, then you're always failing.
Yep.
And so, and then the mindset can become, oh, well, like you were just saying, I mess up anyway, so might as well just go for it. And then that's where things can just spiral completely out of control, instead of like, okay, I had an extra cookie. It's not the end of the world. I'm just going to finish out my day. And, it's all going to be good.
Like if you have one bad thing, or not bad. If you have one thing that you feel like you shouldn't have.
Good catch on yourself, yeah.
One thing that wasn't not in your macro.
If you have something outside your plan, right?
Outside your plan, then that's fine. Let it go. Move on. But don't move on by having everything else. And
we call that the effort mindset.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Screw it. F it. I'm broke for today. I had that cookie, and one cookie becomes a flat of cookies, or or whatever, a flight of cookie, whatever the right way to say it is. But that is treat each moment as a moment.
Yeah, live in the moment, live in the day. I mean, you've seen my food logs; they're not perfect. I eat things I probably should not be eating at certain times. But honestly, like, I feel good, and I feel like I'm more balanced with food now than I've ever been in my life. And I think you just have to get to that healthy place where it's like, you don't have to have all of it or none of it. Just have a bite.
And sometimes it takes practice.
Yeah.
I mean,
it totally does.
Yeah.
Food is fuel.
Yep.
And managing that fuel intake is a mental game. And so how you approach it mentally becomes more, because hunger urges your body's not telling you, go have Oreos, go have peanut butter, your mind is what's telling you that. It's not your body calling out for although there are times when people's bodies will call out for red meat. We've seen that when there's maybe like iron deficiency or something. There's times when your body will actually call out for a specific kind of food, but it's not calling out for Oreos, ice cream, Cold Stone, whatever. So that's a mental thing. So recognizing that food is fuel and decoupling food from fun, and then making those intuitive days, as you said, is tip number one. To give yourself that allowance is a great first start.
So what's the next tip?
So I've oftentimes just had them take a break from dieting altogether. Like, don't track anything, just do what you're going to naturally do, and see if that kind of switches gears. Because a lot of times, I know we talked about this before, but they do get sick of it, and they're like, hey, I'm ready for structure again. So I feel like sometimes that structure can be so rigid to where they get exhausted. I mean, it's kind of similar to like the intuitive eating, but that's just occasionally. There's some people who are really resistant to it. They're like, I don't want to not track. I'm scared. I don't trust myself. So let's do intuitive days. Where this way, it's like, just nothing. Don't track. Just eat. Eat what feels right. And then we'll reassess in a couple of weeks. So
yeah, I love that. And then what's our third tip?
So journaling is huge. That's a great way to like process your thoughts, read what you're writing, try to sit with it and understand why you're doing things. So I'll tell girls if they're having the urges to sit down and write or keep their hands busy. I like to do puzzles, find something to do with your hands, clean the house, whatever. But then I'll also send journal messages, like journal prompts to them, whether it's, 3 times a week, or sometimes I've done it every day. I just program them in their calendar and they'll just get them. And so that kind of inspires them to write about something. And it doesn't have to be food related, but just it's digging deeper, like what's causing these feelings to like feel like you need to, eat everything in sight. I don't know. Like, there's a reason why we do things that we do. It's either we were super deprived from something, or we were just taught to eat everything on our plate when we were younger. That's another thing. Like, you don't get up till everything's gone, right? So I think we all have that mindset of like, I have to finish everything, even if I'm full.
Interested in changing your life or stepping on stage? Join FitBody Fusion today.
Experience the FitBody Fusion difference with tools, knowledge, and community support to reach your healthy and sustainable lifestyle.
We guide thousands on their fitness journeys, from seasoned athletes to those who are simply seeking a healthier life.
Our expert coaches provide personalized plans and unwavering support, empowering you to thrive.
FitBody Fusion is more than just training. It's a community. We understand the challenges of solo fitness journeys, which is why we foster a supportive environment where members encourage and motivate each other.
Join the FitBody Fusion community today and unlock your full potential.
Head to fitbodyfusion.com to sign up for a free consultation.
And do it today.
Right. Is it habit? Is it emotional? Is it boredom?
Yeah.
Is it true hunger?
Yes.
Which in that case, maybe they need a little bit more food, So there's a lot of the things. That's awesome. I do think that, we talk a lot about journaling because I feel like it can help every part of life.
Yeah.
So I love that. And especially if somebody is getting to that place, and I've been in that place where I've struggled with binging for sure.
Yeah.
So I definitely had a partner in helping to support me through that. And it is one of those things that I feel like once it starts, it's something that's,
It's a slippery slope.
It is.
I also go back to, as we talk about habits, habit formations being a mental process. New habit formation can come from journaling. And I also am a big advocate of journaling, and I put that in athletes, check-ins for their, or the prompts to load in their calendar automatically. And one of the techniques that you can utilize to formulate a new habit is, it has to do with journaling, but it's like, okay, something happened and I am craving peanut butter. Well, rewind the clock a little bit. What were you watching? What were you smelling? What were you seeing? What were you doing? Who was around you? What environment were you in? Identify those things. And oftentimes those environmental factors are what's prompting, you're watching the Food Network. And, okay, then stop watching the Food Network.
Why do we do that when we're
I don't understand it. People call it food porn. Yeah. And I know some people say, oh, it actually just doesn't make me hungry. And it's like, you may not think it's making you hungry, but make no mistake, that is wiring your brain in a certain way. And that is part of what's forming unconscious unconscious urges, because you're watching these things. It's like we talk about going to bed, and if we watch a show that's an action adventure show at night, I mean, it's affecting our sleep because it's amping us up. Yeah. So these things will affect you neurologically, and you've got to be aware of those. So if you're trying to form a new habit, wanting to form a new habit, then journal around it. So you had a peanut butter craving, and you now have gone back to your environmental factors, and whenever you're in a specific room or whenever you have a specific smell or something, and then you just say, when I am watching the Food Network, for example, and I start to crave peanut butter, you write your new habit. And maybe that's, I'm no longer going to watch the Food Network. But if you definitely want to watch the Food Network, when I watch the Food Network and I feel a craving for peanut butter, I will drink water. I will do a puzzle. I will do something. But you write your new habit down there so that you don't build a habit around Food Network peanut butter, Food Network peanut butter. Because at the end of the day, as humans, we are very Pavlovian, in the sense that the bell rings, I start to salivate, time to eat, and we kind of just work that way on that positive reinforcement aspect. So allow yourself to form a new habit by journaling what you're doing and why you're feeling that way, or what is going on that's prompting that urge, and then you can form a new habit.
I love that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think we're just habitual by nature.
We are.
Yeah.
We do things so unconsciously. It's why we talk about, the importance of being in the moment, being present. Because when you're not in the moment, when you're not present with yourself, when you're not executing in that what's right now, what do I need to do right now, it's very easy to insert a different response when you get a stimulus.
Right.
So.
I love it.
Yeah, and I liked what you had said about the programming, because I definitely was one of those kids that grew up with that. Like, you have to clean your plate, before you get up from the table. And so one of the ways the journaling, of course, helps to identify where is this coming from. And then for me, like, one of the things I found that helped is I would get, like, if it was something like a snacky kind of food or whatever that I knew could turn into, a binge, I would do like
case of cookies. Right?
Exactly. I would get like the pre-packaged of things, or only like, I would only allow myself I love kettle corn. So we had a place near us that had a movie theater, and they had like a junior size kettle corn, which I could fit in my macros, but that was the only time I had the kettle corn. One time I did go to Costco and buy the kettle corn, like big old bag. Yes. That was bad. That was really, really bad, because I found that it's just that mentality of like, if there's an endless bag of something I really love and I got to clean my plate.
Finish it so you can start over fresh tomorrow, right?
Oh no, that's not good.
The best way to avoid temptation is to avoid temptation.
I know. One thing that I probably could mention is when my kids were little and I first started competing, I would, instead of buying a bunch of snacks to have at the house, because that's just more temptation to me too, I would, after school, we'd go to the gas station. I'd let them pick something.
Wow.
So it was just
smart.
like they're getting a treat and not just like all the things.
So and then you don't have it in the house.
Yeah, we just didn't really have a lot of junk food in our house. And that helped me a lot. And I think it was fun for them too. It was something fun that we could do after school.
That's a great idea. I love that tip.
That's a mic drop, man. I could just see having wonderful memories of, if you live in Texas, especially like San Antonio, Buc-ee's, that big gas station that's like an experience. People will travel to go to a Buc-ee's, and I could see that, just going to that 7-Eleven or the AM/PM or whatever it is with mom, and I get to choose. That would be exciting. That'd be like Christmas every week.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, and it was good for me. I wanted them to have those things. I just didn't want them to all be in my house all the time. So
well, the Halloween would roll around, and I would get the stuff to give out that I knew I wasn't going to eat. So I would get like those little pretzel bags. Yep. I'm like, I don't want pretzels. So and it was so funny because sometimes the kids would be like, "Oh, my favorite," and I'm handing them like pretzel bags or craisins or something like that.
Great,
I love it. Like, where's my Snickers? Where's my?
That's so funny. That's a good one too.
Yeah, we're getting creative. Like I think everybody has to kind of figure out what their triggers are.
Ultimately, we can only control ourselves. We can also control our situation. And if you know that if you have these things in your house, you're going to eat them, whether you want to or not, you think you're going to, don't have them.
Yeah.
The kids are fine. You can get them their own. Like how I did it, like anything like that. Just make it a special event for them or something special to do every day.
Which makes it more memorable.
I agree.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful that what you said.
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, there's always, where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so Coach Kerryne, tell people how to get a hold of you.
My Instagram is Kerryne Henich. It's KerryneHenich_IFBB Pro. And then, sorry, talk with my hands. And then on FitBody Fusion website, we have a consultation form you can fill out and request me as a coach.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here with us today. This was fun.
So fun. Yeah. Thank you.
And to binge or not to binge, we can assure you that if you like, comment, subscribe, when you're feeling that urge to binge, just instead put that energy into liking, comment, subscribing, and leaving your comments, right? That'll help you get over the binge. That's tip number 4. For the rest of you, and for all of you, remember the 3 B's.
Be good to yourself.
Be good to each other, and be safe. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in to FitBody Lifestyle. We hope today's episode has left you feeling motivated and equipped to tackle your fitness goals, business challenges, and the daily dance of life. Remember to value progress over perfection. Life's tough enough alone. Find the chosen family around you to help you along the way.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite streaming platform. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at FitBody Fusion.